Hi, first and second grade. Great to see you again this week. We have time for another music lesson this week, and we're going to be doing a lot of really fun things today. Before we get started, you need to find a few pages and a few materials I've given you already. The first thing you need to find is a bag that has a pipe cleaner and some bells. And inside the bag was also a pack of M&Ms. I hope you didn't eat them yet because they're for music today. You also need to find that dowel or the stick that I gave you because we're going to be making a rhythm stick today. You also will need the song sheet for On Christ's Ascension. That's this hymn. That's our hymn of the month. And then also this page that says either or. And on the other side, it has the M&M note name challenge. Remember, we've done that before. It's going to be fun. We're doing it again today. And the song sheet for the Sound of Music song, do, re, mi, do, a dear. So those are the materials you need for our music lesson today. Pause the video if you're not quite ready and you need to go collect some things. That way you can join us and we can do our music lesson all together. All right, let's get started. Today we're going to review solfege and intervals, and we're going to sing that song I just told you about, do, re, mi. Well, solfege is what I have been teaching you and using hand signs. We've been learning how to use those hand signs as we sing a major scale. A major scale is 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then coming back down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've worked on that in chorus and we worked on that in music as well. I'm tying these things together, what solfege is and those note names and the note degrees of the scale. Do is 1, isn't it? Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. And all of those solfege syllables go along with the numbers and the scale degrees. This poster says at the top, solfege tones. Here's those hand signals, those hand signs I'm using to teach you, and what it stands for, because some of you might be interested in this. Do stands for dominus. Does that sound like Latin? It is. A home and a place of rest, dominus. So do is kind of like our home base when we're singing a scale. We start at do, we go to the do up at the top, and we come back. It's kind of like going home, isn't it? Re is tentative and uncertain. Regina de Caeli. Mi, microcosmos, as the surface of a lake on a calm evening. Mi. Fa, as a half step from me, tension filled, seeks resolution. Fa, yeah, we want to go somewhere when we're on fa. So, as open, free, and joyful. La, as a distant and special place. Ti, as a half step from do, filled with a desire to return to home, do. And then do back at the top and at the bottom. Same thing, dominus, a home and a place of rest. Okay, let's go through those hand signs. If you can see my poster, that's exactly what I'm doing with my hands too. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. And those steps make up a major scale. We're now going to sing a song called Do, a deer, a female deer. Maybe you remember that, or maybe you've seen the movie, The Sound of Music, or the musical. This song is in the musical, and it's very, very popular. And once it's in your head, it might be stuck in your head for a while. It's a really fun one. But as we're singing, we're going to be singing these solfege steps through the song. If you'd like, you can go ahead and use your hand signs as we sing. You don't have to, it's just certainly an option. But this song puts all of those syllables in a story. Here we go. Do, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, for a long, long way to run. So I need a pulling thread, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread that will bring us back to do, oh, oh, oh. Do, a deer, a female deer, bring a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, for a long, long way to run. So I need a pulling thread, law, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread that will bring us back to do. What a fun song to sing with those solfege tones and with the scale degrees. Let's just practice the scale one more time. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Good job, first and second grade. That was beautiful singing. I hope you really enjoyed that fun song. Is it still stuck in your head? It's stuck in mine, that's for sure. Let's build an instrument. Ready? Okay, I told you a second ago that you're going to need those bells and that pipe cleaner and a dowel. Those are the three things you need. Okay, go ahead and grab those materials. Let's get started. All right, so first, the bottom of the dowel is going to be where we hang on to the rhythm stick or the bell stick. So don't put anything down there at the bottom. Okay, so with your pipe cleaner, you're going to be putting all the bells towards the middle of your pipe cleaner, not at this end and not at this end, because that's how it's going to attach to your dowel. Okay, so do you see how your bell has an X on the bottom? Flip it over and there's a little tiny circle that we're going to put the pipe cleaner through that circle, the little hook. And we're going to just push our bell so it's towards the middle of our pipe cleaner. Okay, and now let's put on some more. We're going to put all four of our bells on. And give yourself a little bit of space between the bells because you don't want them rubbing each other. They won't make a good sound that way. Okay, keep going with all four bells on your pipe cleaner. Okay, I've got all my four bells on. Now I'm going to take my dowel and I'm going to put the pipe cleaner, that bottom of it, right in the middle-ish of my dowel. And I'm going to wrap the bottom of my pipe cleaner around the dowel so that it will stay. See how I wrapped that around it? Now I'm going to keep my bells and just keep twisting the bells around the top of the stick. And then I'm going to finish by wrapping the top of the pipe cleaner around the dowel so that it will stay on the stick. The bottom part is where I'm going to shake. Ooh, it sounds so nice, doesn't it? Beautiful. Make a nice, solid, loud forte ring. Now a nice piano. Forte, mezzo forte, that's in the middle. Piano, pianissimo, that's very soft. Fortissimo, very loud. What fun, right? Okay, Let's do some rhythms with our rhythm stick and our bells today. Okay, hold your rhythm stick quiet so that you can listen up because we're going to do something a little different with our rhythm today. We're going to be in 3/4 time. Normally we've been doing 4/4 time, but today it's different. 3/4 time has only 3 beats per measure. So from one bar line to the next bar line, I'll have 3 beats in here, not 4. You also will not see a whole note because whole notes, or we count them watermelon, are 4 counts. We will not see any of those because we can only have 3 counts per measure. This note you see before me is a new note for you. That note is called a dotted half note. And let me explain what that means. If the dot was not there by the note, we would call that a half note, wouldn't we? A half note is 2 counts in music when we're in 3/4 time. A half note is apple if we were counting fruit. It's 2 counts. Well, the dot here does something special. It adds something. The dot adds half of the half note to the half note. So if you have 2 counts and you take half of that, you just have 1 count, right? You take 2 and you divide them in half, one for one for the other, and you only have 1 then. Well, 1 count gets added to the half note when there's a dot. So 2 plus 1 equals 3, doesn't it? So 2 counts for the half note and then the 1 for the dot makes 3. So this dotted half note is 3 counts and we say the fruit name raspberry when we play that note. We have a quarter note here. Remember we say that quickly. Grape. We've got apple, the half note, apple, and we've got that dotted half note, raspberry. Okay, let's try it. There's no rests this time. It's all music notes. There's those 3 kinds of music notes, so be sure you're paying attention. I will say 1, ready, go, because we're in 3/4 time. We're not counting to 4, okay? 1, ready, go. Raspberry, apple, grape, raspberry, grape, grape, grape. Again, ready, go. Raspberry, apple, grape, raspberry, grape, grape, grape. Good job. Let's just do the playing. I'm not going to count out loud this time. 1, ready, go. How did you do? Good. This time I will count numbers like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, just like we're counting, okay? 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good job. Once more, I'm not saying anything at all again. 1, ready, go. Nice job, first and second grade. Super fun, right? Enjoy that bell stick as you practice rhythms on your own at home. Let's get out our hymn of the month. Our hymn of the month is this song, On Christ's Ascension, I Now Build. That's our hymn for May. And we're learning about the season in the church year called Ascension. After Christ rose on Easter morning, he then dwelt with his disciples. He came to be with them. He would leave to go back to his Father. He would come to be with them. And for 40 days, he stayed around his disciples. But after 40 days after his resurrection, he ascended into heaven, just like we say in the Apostles' Creed. And this hymn is talking about this new church season that we're going to be entering, Ascension. And it's called On Christ's Ascension, I Now Build. Take your words. Let me grab it. There's my copy. Had to grab a different copy really quick. Let's take our words, and I'm going to point as we read these words before we sing them, because some of them are going to be a little tricky for you, okay? So here we go. On Christ's ascension, I now build. Your turn. On Christ's ascension, I now build. My turn. The hope of my ascension. Together. The hope of my ascension. This hope alone has always stilled with me. This hope alone has always stilled. My turn. All doubt and apprehension. Apprehension is when you're not certain of something, you're conflicted, you're having a hard time with it. Maybe it's making you a little nervous or scared. Okay. All doubt and apprehension. From where the head is, there as well. Head is talking about Jesus because it's capitalized. Okay. With me? From where the head is, there as well. My turn. I know his members are to dwell with me. I know his members are to dwell. And I'll finish. When Christ will come and call them. With me? When Christ will come and call them. Let's read the whole first verse. On Christ's ascension, I now build the hope of my ascension. This hope alone has always stilled all doubt and apprehension. From where the head is, there as well. I know his members are to dwell when Christ will come and call them. Okay, let's try singing it. On Christ's ascension, I now build the hope of my ascension. This hope alone has always stilled all doubt and apprehension. For where the head is, there as well. I know his members are to dwell when Christ will come and call them. Again. On Christ's ascension, I now build the hope of my ascension. This hope alone has always stilled all doubt and apprehension. From where the head is, there as well. I know his members are to dwell when Christ will come and call them. Good job, first and second grade. We're going to keep learning that song, so don't lose this copy. Keep this copy at home, but do turn in the assignments, okay? Because we'll be using this again, and if you don't have it, you won't be able to sing it if you don't have the words to read with us as we sing it, okay? All right. Let's see here. Oh, it's time for some more ear training. Remember, ear training is not doing weights or push-ups. It is getting our ears to know what to listen for in music, right? When we do our ear training today, we're going to be listening for some specific things. Let me get my little pointer. Okay, here's the specific things that we're going to be working on today. We're listening for music that is forte. Remember, forte means loud, or piano, which means soft. Okay. We're looking for legato, which means nice and smooth. You can think about someone being a ballerina and dancing so pretty. That's legato. Let me play an example of legato on the piano. See how the notes are so connected and smooth? One note leads right next to the next one and so on. It's kind of like dancing, like I told you earlier. Okay. And then this word, staccato. Say it that way with me. Staccato. And the reason I'm having you say it that way is staccato means short and separated, like popcorn. Pop, pop, pop. See how the notes were short and like hopping, kind of like a grasshopper or a frog? Well, staccato means the notes are short and they're separated. They're not smooth and legato. They're opposites, aren't they? We're also listening for high sounds. High sounds like a bird. Okay, think of that animal when you're thinking of high sounds. Or low sounds. So those low sounds, you're going to need to think of a different animal, maybe an elephant or a hippopotamus, something big and trotting, low, okay? We're also going to be listening to see if the notes move higher or if the notes move lower. So let's give this an example. Did you see how each of those notes went higher up the piano? Listen as they go lower this time. They were hopping lower, weren't they? So the sounds were going lower. The first example sounds were going higher. On your page, you have 9 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those 9 boxes are times where you're going to be circling one thing or the other thing. So if I was looking at box number 1 here, box number 1 says forte or piano. So are you hearing things that are loud or are you hearing things that are soft? And you would need to circle if they're loud or if they're soft. And then the second box, you're listening for things that are high sounding or low sounding. And you would circle one of those, okay? Let's go through this slowly together. Get my materials here ready to go. Okay, so here's the first example, number 1. So get your pencil ready. Be ready for box number 1. Did you hear things that were loud or things that were soft? Loud, right? It was very loud. So you need to circle forte. That's what you need to circle right now. Circle that. Okay, going on to box number 2 now. Box number 2 is asking for high sounds or low sounds. What did you hear? We're back in box number 2. High sounds or low sounds? Low sounds, right? So circle low sounds. Okay, number 3. Notes going up the piano or notes going down the piano? Let's listen. What did you hear? Notes going up. Okay, go to box number 4. Were those notes connected and smooth like a little ballerina dancing? Or were they popcorn? I'll play it one more time. This is box number 4. Legato. Correct? Legato. Okay, so we're in box number 4. Circle legato. Okay, we're back to box 5. Looking for loud or soft. Okay, circle which one it is. Number 6, notes going up or notes going down. Listen. I'll play that one more time. Were the notes going up or the notes going down? Number 7, high sounds or low sounds? Okay. Number 8, are you going to hear legato, smooth connected notes, or popcorn? Okay. And number 9, notes going up or notes going down? Okay, I'm excited to see how you did first and second grade. I'm sure you had fun with that. Maybe it wasn't too hard. We'll see. Okay, turn to the back of it. M&M Music Note Challenge. Get out your M&Ms. Go ahead and open them up. Don't eat them yet. You'll get to eat them after we're done. Okay, as we get started with our note challenge today, I need to remind you of what these notes are. Remember, we've done this before, but it's been a while. Plus, I wanted you to get a chance to have fun with M&Ms again, too. All right, so we've got the treble clef. That's the higher notes in music. And the bass clef. And those are usually the lower notes, aren't they? Well, this whole staff together, both clefs and both staves, make up what's called the grand staff. And this bar here, this big bar with the curly in it, that's called the grand staff. And that bracket keeps those two staves together. A staff is made of 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's one staff, that's the treble clef. Here's the bass clef, and here's another staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces up here too. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we write music or read music, we use both of these staffs to help us figure out where notes are. Notes are either on a line or they're on a space. Okay? Now, as we get started, there's some really quick, easy, clever ways for us to remember the note names of the lines in the treble clef and bass clef. Let's do the lines first. Go ahead and open up your M&Ms. And we're going to get started with the bass clef. Those are usually the low notes, aren't they? Okay, so in the bass clef, where I put a circle on the staff, first and second grade, where I put a circle like that, that's where you're going to put an M&M. I don't have M&Ms big enough that would fit on the dry erase board, right? And M&Ms don't stick to a dry erase board either, do they? So I'm doing my best to help you know where to put your M&Ms, okay? All right, so let's put an M&M on the bottom line, and as we go up, we're going to keep putting M&Ms on each of the lines. So there's the second M&M, third M&M, fourth M&M, and fifth M&M because there's 5 lines. Now, before we do anything else, we need to remember what those note names are for those lines. Those lines are easily remembered with great big dogs fight a lot. That is true, isn't it? Great big dogs, they like to fight other dogs sometimes, don't they? So great big dogs fight a lot. Those are the note names for the lines in the bass clef, okay? Let's put M&Ms on the spaces in the bass clef now. So here's our bass clef. Put an M&M here, an M&M here, here, and there. So there's 4 M&Ms on the spaces now. And with the spaces, we have another way to remember, don't we? The note names for the spaces are all cows eat grass. Okay, that's the lines and the spaces for the bass clef. So in the music alphabet, which we practiced last week, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Do we go on to H? No, we don't, do we? So if I'm looking at the music alphabet, it starts with A, ends in G, and then it just starts back over again, doesn't it? We don't have other letters besides those. So here, if I was doing the music alphabet, let's do that actually. Take your M&Ms off and let's practice the music alphabet now. Okay, so put an M&M on your first space. That's the letter A. Then the second line is B, another M&M there. An M&M on the second space for C. M&M on the third line D. Third space E. Fourth line F. Fourth space G. We just spelled the music alphabet, didn't we? Good job. Okay, as you clear off your M&Ms, let's say those note names again for the bass clef. You don't need the M&Ms now. Great. Big dogs fight a lot. And the spaces, all cows eat grass. Now, second graders, it is very important that you try to put these in your memory because when you come back to school in August, you will be in third grade. And when you're in third grade, you get to play hand chimes, don't you? And third graders need to know their note names so that they know how to play their hand chimes. We will review it in August, of course, as we get started again with the school year. But these are important for you to know when you play hand chimes. How exciting, right? Let's go on to the treble clef. There's 5 lines again and 4 spaces again. Let's start at the bottom. Get out your M&Ms. We're all done with bass clef now. We're just going to focus on the treble clef. Okay, so put an M&M on this line. That's every. Second line, good. Third line, boy. Fourth line, does. Fifth line, fine. Every good boy does fine. Got your M&Ms there? Okay, let's put M&Ms on the spaces now. F, A, C, E. Remember, those letters make the word face. That's how we can remember that. Good. Let's do the treble clef lines and spaces one more time, and then we'll be done today. Every good boy does fine. And then the spaces, F, A, C, E for face. Good job, first and second grade. It was sure fun teaching you music today. See you next time. Bye.